Rated T for teen.
You and the ghosts aren't in Juarez. Is that clear? Clear as crystal, General. Good. Then make us proud, son. And, welcome to Juarez.
Hi, I'm Whitney Robinson. I worked at Red Storm on Gra, and now I'm working in the Paris studio on Gra 2 as a level designer. I will be guiding you through the developer diaries, giving you an inside look at how we're developing this game. Today we will present to you the look and feel we want to have for this game. We're here with artistic director Corinne Villon and lead engineer David Raisin.
For the artistic direction on Gra 2, we had two main objectives. First, we had to create a special ambiance so the players can really submerge themselves in the game. And secondly, we had to rework certain elements from Gra 1 that needed to be improved upon.
For Gra 2, we developed a lot of new elements that we added to the game in order to enrich the storyline and bring in some new tech features.
The game takes place on both sides of the American-Mexican border. The idea was for the player to protect the U.S. from any direct attack on U.S. soil. In order to build the drama around protecting this borderline at all costs, we have two main things. Through the use of filters, you can identify exactly which side of the border you're on, whether it's the U.S. or the Mexican side. The idea is that the graphic rendering evolves dynamically, giving an aspect to the game that's much more realistic than in the previous version.
This new Ghost Recon story uses all new tech features that we've developed and added to the motor. So exactly what is ambient occlusion? Ambient occlusion is a visual technology feature that accurately reproduces the way shadows appear in relation to its geometry. For example, on a building with a balcony, the shadow under the balcony is stronger than on the facade of the building. In Gra 2, we've also added in a real-time day and night cycle during the missions. This allows you to see the sun moving as you play, see the shadows on the ground change, and to really have the impression to live an adventure, minute after minute, just like in real life. This feature simulates the way the light interacts with various elements. For example, if the sky is cloudy and we look up, we can see the sun's rays passing through the clouds. It's a lighting effect used in function with the transparency of an object, especially with very thin objects like leaves. So when you have an object that is essentially opaque, and if we place a light source behind it, you can see different details appear like the veins of the leaf or even the shadows of other objects that are behind it.
The second artistic choice we made to emphasize the different situations on each side of the border is the level of destruction in the environments. Artistically, it means that the U.S. side will look pretty clean and untouched, while the Mexican side will show a lot of destruction, with special effects, fire, smoke, etc.
Take the example of two cars burning in a street and a helicopter landing between them. The columns of smoke will move away from the helicopter and disperse. We've also added in a new feature called Depth Sprite, which makes sure that this smoke doesn't cut through objects like buildings. Hence, the smoke seems much more natural and we no longer notice the artificial side that was present in the previous games. Actually, this is the kind of feature that you won't notice after you're used to it, but you will always notice when it's not there in other games that don't have it. This means that we can now have missions that take place in the middle of a storm, affecting the environment even after the rain has stopped by leaving puddles of water. And there are also sandstorms in the game. All that brings more variety to the gameplay.
What's important is that each feature is developed separately, but they interact with one another. For example, ambient occlusion combined with HDR lighting simulates an extremely realistic light, making it almost exactly what the human eye would perceive.
The combination of all of these new and advanced technologies is not just to look pretty, but also to make the game more fun. Because if we work closely together with Corinne to develop everything that's necessary to have a better quality game, we also work with the game designers to bring them all the solutions necessary in order to have a gameplay that's richer and more fun for the player.
I need this taken out!
That's the end of this dev diary. Next time we'll look at how we push the Soldier of the Future experience, detailing the new weapons, equipment, and the new Crosscom 2.0. Today we'll be talking about the way we represent the Soldier of the Future and his technology in Gra 2. We'll take a look at the Ghost Leader Scott Mitchell, his equipment, his technology, and his supports.
Hi, my name is Travis Getz. I'm the Authenticity Coordinator for Ubisoft's Red Storm Entertainment.
Hi, I'm Olivier Doba. I'm the creative director for the single-player version of Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2.
For Gra 2, you can think of Mitchell's gear as moving on to Soldier of the Future 2.0. He's going to have a different helmet. This design was provided to us by the U.S. Army Natick Soldier Center, and it is put together by Cry Associates.
The Crosscom has now become an earpiece on the left side of Scott Mitchell's helmet, equipped with a laser pointer. The camera that used to be on the right side of the helmet is now much smaller and integrated into the middle front of the helmet.
Another design change that's been made with the Soldier of the Future 2.0 is that we're moving from the sort of standard multicam camo that we had in Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter onto the new digital ACU camo, which has been adopted by the U.S. Army and is in use in the field today.
It's a gray and white pixeled camouflage. The pixels make it much more complex for the brain to analyze, hence the ghosts are a lot harder to detect in any environment, whether it's natural or urban.
Primarily as one of the sort of key weapons, the X4 suite of weapons, which is the PX4, the CX4, and the RX4. We'll have grenade launcher variants of both of those, and through that and differences in scopes and optics and things, you can really have the weapon that works best for your mission profile.
The rocket launcher will be replaced by a guided missile, which radically transforms the gameplay of the rocket. Once the missile is fired, we can continue to guide it. So all that's needed is to modify its aim, to follow a helicopter, for example, to keep the rocket on target. The enemy AI has evolved. This time, it will be a lot more intelligent and will take more initiative, which will be obvious to the player. The enemy AI will try to use heights. The reaction will also be much more dynamic in relation to the way that you carry out the combat. We'll see it fold up when the player has a tendency to dominate it, or on the contrary, it will be more and more aggressive if the player has a tendency to be a bit weaker. Each class will have dominant characteristics, and the player will have to make a choice based on these characteristics. Among these characteristics are the firepower, the distance that the class will be able to engage combat, the type of vehicle it will be able to engage, and also a medical capacity.
Trade-off for the medic's healing abilities is that he is less heavily armored and he's less heavily armed, meaning that his job is less about shooting and more about aiding and helping his fellow team members.
Depending on the type of teammate that you take, the way you play will change. Choose a side, either the long-distance firepower, either the heavy firepower, either the security. It's your choice. Squad AI is always one of the most important challenges in the development of a tactical game. In Gra 2, we really wanted to stress the difference between the assault aspect and the recon of the teammates in order to leave the player a real tactical choice based on these engagement rules. In Recon, the teammates are really scouts. In Assault, however, it's more shooting. We've tried to copy the way people play in multiplayer mode. They relay a lot of information like, I saw an enemy on the right, I saw an enemy on the left. You'll play in solo mode, and you'll hear the teammates talking to you, and you'll hear them telling you, I count 3 guys to the north.
Contact everybody. Contact in the zone. He's all alone. Check that roof over there.
Marksman, on him.
Cover me! Kill confirmed.
In Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2, the Crosscom has been advanced to what we call the Crosscom 2.0. What's nice about this is that the players can actually command more. For example, if you have an Apache Longbow attack helicopter that's giving you air support during a mission, not only can you see his view in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you can actually now see that view full screen, and you can control the camera on that Apache and direct his fire and tell him where you would like to have him give you assistance during the mission.
With the full screen command, the drone will become more accessible and a lot more efficient. When we control the drone in this way, we can pilot it to observe the scene from every angle. You'll see every single detail. That's a real transformation to the reconnaissance gameplay compared to the previous game.
Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2 features other support elements as well, such as fighter jets, Apache helicopters, and even infantry that play alongside your character's team, such as Mexican loyalists.
We've continued the weapons race in GRA 2. This time you can call upon real airstrikes with the planes that pass by, that you'll see, and who'll drop a sheet of bombs right in front of you.
The Mule, which is a new support element in Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2, also really benefits from this full-screen Crosscom 2.0 window. Through it, you can tell the Mule where to go. You're basically driving it. You can go ahead and recon areas that you're getting ready to approach during a mission. You can put it ahead to work as a mobile cover for you.
All that will be particularly useful in the desert zones where there's a lot less cover than in the city. You'll see special antennae used to spot the most dangerous enemies, which will allow you to make the best decision. And the strategic vision interface will give you more information on the battlefield. That way we'll understand the role that we're playing in the war on a global scale.
Here we are at the end of this developer diary. Next time we'll take a look at how we accurately recreated environments in GRA 2 and how they're different from GRA 1. As you can see, we've gone a lot further with the Soldier of the Future experience this time. The player will have new equipment, new and more high-tech weapons, new supports, and new drones he can control with the all-new Crosscom 2.0.